Alright, real talk, I am obsessed with board games. This is my board game collection behind me. The more obscure and chaotic, the better, in my opinion. My only problem is I don't usually have anyone to play with. And so I'm really into two-player board games because I can force my partner to play with me. But my problem is these don't look very cute. And so I wanted to design my own that was cuter and I could leave it out on the table or out on my bookshelf and I would like the way it looks. So after doing lots of research and binge watching board game TikTok, I got the idea to make my own version of Bouncy Connect 4. So it's like a board at the end of the table and you bounce balls to try and make the Connect 4. And so not only is it bouncy, but also I want to make it look like a waffle. So it's like this cute little food item on the table or on your bookshelf that is going to be cuter than like ping pong balls. But if I'm being honest, I don't even know if 3D printed balls will bounce. So that's the first test, is just to see if this will even work as a concept. Okay, fresh off the printing stack, I've made 3 balls and we're gonna see if they bounce or if it'll be like a good enough bounce for the game. So we're just gonna drop it. Oh, whoa, pretty bouncy. This is the big one. Whoa, this is the medium one. That's great. I think I found a dead spot on the floor. Do you see? No bounce, bounce. Isn't that interesting? So besides the dead spot on the floor, I think these were all a success and I can go ahead and try and model a waffle. I have attempted to model a waffle in Blender. This is it. This is the first color I chose. It's brown. I don't know. I'm not feeling super confident. Do you think this looks like a waffle? I've given it like a million little holes here and printed off these sticks so that you can stick them in like that. And that way when you bounce it, it kind of like gets caught. Otherwise it'll fall off the board really easily. I mean, you could always just do advanced mode and forego the sticks. My initial idea, I was thinking of toppings that would go on top of a waffle, and I thought a blueberry was a good like ball-shaped fruit. And so this is my little blueberry. It's a bit shonkily modeled, but I think it's cute and it turned out pretty good. So this is going to be a test to see if it bounces in properly. This is the blueberry, but it has a bit of a shift, so not sure if it's going to bounce as well. Okay, so the blueberries bounced, which is really good. It kind of proves our concept. However, I kind of want it to be more fun. My next idea was, what if I do a little raspberry? Because I've been seeing people play with nodes in Blender and I haven't really done much with it, and I thought it would be a good chance to do like the little nobbles of a raspberry. So after some playing around and trial and experimentation in Blender, this is the model that I ended up with, and this is how it looks when it's printed. So now we have to test if this one works. And now the raspberry. Woohoo! So I posted a short showing these two options and a lot of people weighed in saying they wanted something different. So I was trying to brainstorm more toppings that you would put on, and I thought whipped cream was very cute. So I went back into Blender in the node tree and I tried to emulate like if you piped out a piece of whipped cream, or like if it was sprayed out of the spray cans. I don't know, I hate whipped cream, but I thought it was a cute visual. So this is what it turned out like. I really like the shape, it's very circular. These are the 3 next to each other. So prototype 1, I think, was a bit of a success, but it's not perfect yet. So I want to do one more prototype. I got a lot of feedback that this looks like a chocolate bar from my shorts. So I'm going to try a different color and also remodeling it so it's a bit pointier and just looks a little bit more like a waffle. The next thing I don't think is quite right is the actual models themselves, I think aren't like chunky enough. I think they're a little bit too like realistic and detailed. So I want to try for a bit of a more cartoon look. And then the final thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add a butter ball, because a lot of people, I got hundreds of comments suggesting that I do a little ball of butter. So I guess that'll be the next thing I try to add. So I spent the next couple of weeks working on a new design for the waffle, but that's not the only thing I was working on. I wanted to show you some of my other projects. So the first one is called Habbie, and it is like a little Tamagotchi, but it's supposed to be a habit tracker. So it's like a Tamagotchi for adults. So it's this cute little pet and you can collect different pets and you assign them habits. So this one's linked to my step count, and you can see I have been making a lot of things but not walking very much, because every day that you don't hit your step count, it leaves a little poop on the floor. And then this one, you can see I did get a present. So I can open my present. This is the new update I was so excited about, We did a new update this week, and so if you open the present, you can just tap on it. It'll open, it'll give you a little orange. So exciting. We've also just changed the background. So if I'm like, oh, that's really ugly, look, I can change it to a different background. And now he's got a sky. Or I can give him like a pebbly bottom. So you can change the background around, and I've been busy drawing loads more. And then our other app that we've just done is like a weather app, but for the girlies. So it's this cute little doll that I've drawn that you can dress up. So you can dress up, you can change her skin, you can change her makeup, you can change all her clothes. Like that, how cute is that? And then the whole idea is it's a weather widget. So we have written an algorithm that tells you like what the weather is for that day and will be for the rest of the day. And then she'll be wearing exactly what you should be wearing and packing. So you don't get like caught in the rain at school and stuff like that. So this is really coming back to my Bratz roots, and I love it. So excuse the interlude, but if you like those ideas, you can check them both out in the App Store. Their links will be down below. So over the next couple of days, I got to work remodeling the Waffle completely because the way I did it was kind of shonky, to be honest, the first time, and I wanted to make it a bit better. And I reprinted it in this lighter color. What do we think? I think this looks a bit more like a waffle, but I still have a feeling that maybe I should paint it. But the biggest thing I'm proud of is the redesigning of the berries. So the first time, it was the most advanced thing I'd done in Blender, but then I kind of took a couple of weeks break and kind of came back to the project, and I made a really good node tree, I think, and I got to make the raspberry a lot more cartoony, and so this is what they ended up looking like when they're printed. It's so cute. It bounces. I made them a bit chunkier because I thought that they should be a bit cuter. I was going like a bit too realistic before. So this raspberry turned into this raspberry, which I think is way, way cuter, don't you? And then this whipped cream turned into this whipped cream, which I think looks way better. And then together you can see that they're the right like scale. I'm very proud of what they ended up looking like. I think that this is like the most advanced thing I've ever 3D printed in terms of the shape. The supports were definitely the hardest bit, but they bounce, and then you can kind of like choose who gets the most difficult one. From this whipped cream, we went to this whipped cream, and then from this, based on all of your suggestions, we went to butter, which I think is much cuter. It's like a little butter ball. I decided it's probably the same shape because I was Googling like what would a butter ball look like, and it's pretty much just gonna look like this if you made it with a knife. A big cartoon knife. Okay, I've never claimed to be the best at 3D printing, but I'm just giving it my best. So how I decided to print these raspberries, because they're a pretty weird shape to print, is I printed them this way on the bed. Maybe I'll show a video of it printing if I took one. But that means that the bottom here kind of looks all janky, but the top looks good. So I wonder if any of you are 3D printing experts, if you have any advice on how to print them a bit better. It looks much better on the darker material, but still, it doesn't look very good. I think overall they look really cute, and I'm very happy with them. Okay, we're doing the final test to see how all the different balls bounce. So we're starting with the butter. They bounce pretty good, but I didn't get every single one in. Next, we're gonna try the raspberries, which bounce a little bit more wonky in my opinion. So I decided as part of the test I would try and battle against myself. So this is me doing butter versus pink raspberry. It actually took me so long, and it was really, really fun to try and get it in. So I think this will be a great like family game to do all together because it's very frustrating. So the last thing I'm doing is I'm putting it onto my Thangs account so that if you have a 3D printer, you can print it yourself and let me know if you end up winning against your partner. I'll leave the links for everything down in the description and let me know if you make it. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. I would really like to know if any of you print it. Please like tag me below if you make videos about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I'm making a lot more projects this month, especially with Halloween coming. And let me know if there's a game that you think I should do next. If you like the ideas for our apps, I've left them linked below as well if you want to check them out. See you.